Hello and welcome back to IndustrialCraft Part 2. Or should I say getting started with IndustrialCraft Part 2? Oh, that's way too long. No, just IndustrialCraft Part 2. So last time we just sort of did the basics, so you should be well on the way now. That should help you. And now let's look at some more machines. So the first thing I would recommend you make is an extractor. And it's actually very cheap to make. Most people don't make this till very late. But just make it fast, you just need 4 tree taps, which is just some wood, as I showed you before, an electronic circuit and a machine block, and it makes you this extractor. So it's very cheap to make, very easy. So get that as early as possible. Now let's make it day. That's the extractor. Now the main thing you're going to use the extractor for at start is for rubber. So I showed you how when you add resin to a furnace, you get 1 rubber. Well, if you add a resin here, you get 3 rubber for each resin. So that triples your income. So definitely do that. That will help you out a lot. Now that we have that done, let's look at some way of getting power where we don't need to put coal in it all the time. So let's look at some solar power. So to make a solar panel, and before we start, I should give you a warning. Solar panels are a pain to make. They're expensive, but they just provide free power forever. So definitely make that investment, spend that time. And I would definitely recommend using a project table, because you can just put all the ingredients in here and just make a bunch of them. So let's get started. A simple solar panel is 2 electronic circuits, a generator, free glass, and free coal dust. Now coal dust is made by putting some coal in the macerator. Gets you 1 coal dust. So it's not too expensive, it's not too cheap either. But keep in mind you're gonna need lots of this. So once you have 8 of them, and when you start for a few basic machines, I would really save up till you have 8 of them and then start making them, because else they're just gonna produce so little power. Anyway, so this is 1 solar panel. This icon here shows you that it has sun, so it's producing power, and you can put a battery in here to sort of charge it. So yeah. Now instantly I would make 8 of them and put them together in a crafting bench like that, in a hollow square with a low voltage transformer in the middle, and I'll show you how to make that. And that makes you a low voltage solar array. Okay, we'll go back to that. First off, transformers. Now I've kept MV and HV empty. I'll sort of talk about that in a bit. So the low voltage transformer is made by using 4 wooden planks, 2 copper cables and 3 copper ingots. So very easy. That makes you the LV transformer. So you just combine that with the 8 solar panels, and it makes you this low voltage solar array. Now this thing produces the same amount of power as these 8 panels, so it doesn't really provide you any benefit except for that it's much smaller. So instead of 8 solar panels, you can just have 1. So I set up 9 of them here, just to make sure I have enough power for the whole tutorial. So the same interface here, you could put a battery, and I just hooked it up down here with some cables. But don't worry about that for now. Cool, let's move on. So the next machine is an empty project table. Is the compressor, and it's a bit weird that it hasn't it removed it for some reason. Anyways, compressor. Okay, if I can remember correctly, which I probably can't. It's just stone, yep, but I don't have any stone. Okay, we'll get some, not a problem. Doing this on the fly. So this is your compressor. So 6 stone, cooked stone, 1 machine block, 1 electronic circuit. Get you this compressor, you just plonk it down, looks like that. I powered it from under the ground, so again you need power for it. Now you're gonna use this, but we're just gonna leave it for now. Okay, just leave it for now. Just know that you need one, and it's insanely cheap to make. Just some stone. Cool. So let's look at some upgrades, shall we? I showed you before that every single IC2 or IndustrialCraft machine has these 4 slots here. Now these are for upgrades, and probably the one that you're going to use most, especially at start, is this one, the overclocker upgrade. Yeah. Now you need 3 coolant cells for that, and I'll show you how to make that. You need 2 copper cables and 1 electronic circuit, and that makes you one of them. So how do we make the coolant cells? Well, first of all, you need to make some empty cells, which is 14 ingots, makes 16 of them, so that's plenty. So let's do I have some more here somewhere? No? Okay, we'll just grab them from there. So with the empty cell, right click some water, and that makes you, if I had any inventory space, that is. Oh no, that's horrible. Make it a bit more empty. Stop raining in every single tutorial I do. So right click on some water, and that should make you this water cell. Now when you put a water cell into an extractor, it'll sort of do its work, and it takes forever. Now whilst that's going, we can already get some more water cells. Okay. So just wait for that to finish. That makes you a coolant cell. So you need 3 of those, nice and easy. And when you have 3 of them, you just put them on top of the 2 copper cables and the electronic circuits, and make sure the overclocker upgrades. Now you saw how slow that was. Now let's add 4 of these. Now that is much faster. Also keep in mind it uses a lot more power, so yeah, keep that in mind. Now one annoying thing about the extractor is that, well, not the extractor I guess, but the coolant cells, is they don't stack. So you need to manually take them out before it starts making the next one. Or alternatively, of course, you can use BuildCraft pipes, which we'll talk about in the BuildCraft tutorials. So now that we have everything sort of set up, these are your most of the machines you're going to need. There's some more advanced ones which we'll do in the next tutorial, but these are really all you need. Now we're going to need more power, because with each overclocker upgrade that makes the machines faster, it also uses more energy or power. So the next thing we want to make is an MFE, and the MFE is the same as a BatBox. It just stores more power. So if we go down here, and I think I have a BatBox down here. Yep, you can see the power levels at 40,000. That's the maximum. So not too great, you know. Kind of bad actually. So for this we need all these new items. So we need energy crystals and 2 times insulator gold cable, and we know how the machine block is made. So let's have a look at these 2. Now the energy crystal is pretty much an upgraded version of an RE battery. So it is a battery, just in an energy crystal form. So it's 8 redstone in a hollow square and some diamond, and that makes you one of them. Again, these don't stack, so it's very annoying, but you know, we do what we have to do. Now gold cables. The general rule of thumb is that if you can make any sort of cable with just 3 ingots next to each other. So this works for copper as well. So 3 golden ingots makes 12 of these, so that's plenty. Now make these, then you put them again in the crafting bench, and you put rubber next to it, and that makes you insulated gold cables. Now when we make a couple of those, you put those in the crafting bench again with more rubber, and that makes you the 2 times insulated ones, and these are the ones we need for the MFE. Cool. So I place an MFE here. It's getting charged by these solar arrays under here, although, oh no, it's not yet. It is not yet. Let's skip a little bit till we get there. Now I showed you how to make the copper cables, and the copper cables are quite frankly shit. What you have to imagine is that every single time you move power over a long distance, different types of cables lose more power. So say a solar panel here generates whatever 10 EU, by the end of here it'll be 8, for example. And copper cables are especially bad at it. Apart from that, they can only do low voltage power. So there's a couple of upgrades that you can get from copper, but I would just recommend skipping them all and going straight to one of the best cables out there, the glass fiber cable. Now this uses 6 glass, 2 redstone and a diamond, so it is kind of expensive, but when you think about it, a diamond is not that hard to get by. And probably the cable under this would be maybe tin or gold, but I wouldn't bother, to be honest. Go straight for the diamond ones, it'll be worth it. Now the reason is that glass fiber can carry the most current of almost every single cable, and it loses the least power. So these glass fiber cables lose 1 EU every 40 blocks. So you could put a line here, and in 40 blocks it'll only have lost 1 single EU of power. So that's pretty cool. Now we need to talk about, I guess, about the different types of voltage. So in IndustrialCraft you have 4 types. The first one is low voltage, which are these low voltage solar arrays, for example. They produce low voltage power. Then you have medium voltage, high voltage and extreme voltage. Now extreme voltage, don't worry about it, that's only for the sort of the highest uranium in the nuclear power plants, but in all honesty you might not ever get those, so don't bother with it, you know. These glass fiber cables can carry even high voltage power, so that's why I'm sort of recommending you to take these, as you can just keep them in there forever. You never have to replace them again, ever. So that's pretty cool. Now I told you that these low voltage solar arrays generate low voltage power, and the same with normal generators, they all produce low voltage power. The MFE is a medium voltage machine, but we can still hook it up straight to these low voltage power arrays, and it'll just start charging quite slowly. However, most of your machines, like the extractor, the compressor, your macerator, your electric furnace I should say, they only accept low voltage power. So if I hook this up, that happens. So yeah, not that great. Now there's ways around this. Oops. There's ways around this. There's another upgrade you can get, where I showed you the overclocker upgrade here. There's also something called the transformer upgrade, I think it's called. There we go, there we have it, which is made like that. It's very expensive. Now what I would recommend, and this is I think just sort of the best way of doing it, is making another LV transformer, and that's the one we made for the low voltage solar array, so you already know how to make it. And just quickly again, 4 wooden planks, 3 copper ingots and 2 copper cables. Now what you want to do is the output of your MFE, which is the sort of the red thingy on fax, connect it to the low voltage solar array, and make sure, I believe the yellow part is the input, and then the output of this will be low voltage, so it transforms power from medium voltage to low voltage. So if we put a compressor here, it'll get power, no problem whatsoever, and it wouldn't explode on our faces, which is pretty nice. So yeah, that's sort of the basic power system. You can go one up from the MFE, so the MFE stores 600,000 EU compared to the 40,000 of a battery box. There is one more, an MFSU, which stores 10 million, but we'll go over that in the next episode. Yes, we will. Cool, so we did upgrade the cables, we upgraded our power, we had more machines, solar panels, free power, transformers, extractors. Wow, pretty cool. Now we have a little bit of a bonus as well, because these are sort of boring stuff, you know. So let's make 2 fun things. So the first thing we'll make is the mining drill, and more specifically the diamond drill. So first of all, make a mining drill. it's 5 refined iron, 1 electronic circuit and 1 battery, so nice and cheap. That gets you the mining drill. Now you can use this directly, but I would recommend just getting it straight up to a diamond one, which is just put the mining drill in the middle, surround it with some diamonds, and you get the diamond drill. Now get this bad boy, chuck it in an MFE or a BatBox in the top slot, and you can see it's starting to charge. And this is more or less a diamond pickaxe that never runs out, although it is a little bit faster, I believe, even. So we're going to test that out. And it also is a shovel in one, so that's pretty cool. So as you can see, dirt just goes massively fast. Now let's have a look at obsidian. Oh, I'm a creative. Sorry. Show you again. Dirt goes really fast, so it works as a shovel as well, which is nice. Obsidian is pretty good as well. It's faster than a diamond pickaxe. I think it's about twice as fast. It takes about 5 seconds to mine obsidian instead of 10. So yeah, take one of these, and you know, you can just keep charging it. You don't have to sort of repair it or make a new one, you know. Perfect. The next thing is pretty cool. It's called the mining laser. So the first thing you want to do is create... Where's all my stuff gone? It's very weird. You need to create this thing, an advanced circuit. So for that you need 4 redstone, 2 glowstone dust, 2 lapis, and an electronic circuit. And that makes you the advanced circuit. Now you're gonna need this for a lot of the more advanced machines later on, so it's a good recipe to know anyways. And it's pretty easy, although you will have to go to the nether to get glowstone dust. Yeah. So once you have that, you can chuck those in already. So you need 2 energy crystals, which I showed you how to make, a redstone dust and the advanced circuit, and this thing here, the advanced alloy. Now how do we make that? Like this. So you need 3 refined iron at the top, 3 bronze, not copper, bronze, which I showed you how to make in the last tutorial, and 3 tin, and that makes you these mixed metal ingots. Now these things, just take them and put them in a compressor, and that will give you these advanced alloys. So then you add 4 of those and you get the mining laser. Now I have one here already, it's just not charged, so let's charge it. Now it takes a lot of charge, you can see it takes a while. So I think you're not really supposed to use this until you get an MFSU, but it's just so much fun. Oh, empty. Oh, it's horrible. Oh, I have a full one in here, that'll do. Oops. Thank you. So the mining laser. Right click and it shoots a laser, as you might imagine. Now, it's pretty fast and it does a lot. So do we have some more obsidian? Yep. Obsidian doesn't work. Keep that in mind. But otherwise, this works as a absolute ridiculously fast mining. Now there's a couple of options for this. I'm just trying to remember the button for it. Let's have a look. I think they changed it in a while. So mode switch M. I did that. That didn't work. Why does that work? Huh. That's a bit weird. Ah, hold M and then right click. So now it says low focus, so that shoots only 1 block. Still, if you spam it, it's still pretty fast in mining. So that's not too bad. Again, you get the long range, so this shoots forever, as you can see. And this hole is massive. It's too creative, I don't know if I can show you. So let's shoot it that way. So it makes a hole that much, and it mines everything in its path. So that's pretty awesome. You can shoot it diagonally as well. That works. I love the mining laser. It's so much fun. I'm sort of wrecking all my tutorials, but that's okay. And what else do we have? Horizontal. This one is pretty much the same as the basic one, except for you can aim it at something. As long as it's not too steep. Come on, that used to work. And it just goes horizontal, so it wouldn't go diagonal anymore. So, pretty handy. Now, as you can see, this mining is pretty fast. Like, there's not much faster than this. It's quite satisfying as well. And then we have the superheat. Now, this is a little bit special, and I'm gonna have to show you that. How can I show you that best? Well, not in the rain. That's for starters. Ah, okay. My previous one. So, see this copper? Copper ingot. Tin? Tin ingot. Pretty awesome. So, it pretty much heats it. It's like putting something in a furnace. So, that's pretty handy. I believe it also works with cobblestone. Give that a shot. There we go. Turns into stone. So, if that's handy for you. And then if you do it again, it actually drops the stone, not the cobblestone. So that's pretty cool. And then we have to scatter. Do I really want to blow up my mine? Yeah, why not? Oh. That's scatter. So that's pretty devastating. You know, that's, yeah. It also uses a lot of power, but... It's amazing, isn't it? Looks awesome. And I ran out of power. And then we have the explosive one, which I can show you with the other with the other laser. Is this set to explosive as well now? Nope. Explosive. So this pretty much blows stuff up. So that's sort of the mining, or sort of the weapon version of it. It's pretty cool. This is awesome for glowstone mining in the nether. It works really well. Yes, so yeah, my real craft stuff is not going to happen this week. Sorry for that. Ow. And I think that's it. Yep, and that's the mining one. That's the normal version, which shoots a beam like that. So yeah, that's this episode of IndustrialCraft. I sort of made a mess of my world. But it's all good. It's all for the greater good, you know. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.